Alright, so let's check out this guy right here. So we're going to graph each function, which we've learned in this chapter earlier, and then we're going to find its domain and range. So let's start with g of x. So again, you could think of this as just saying y equals 4x minus 1. So this -1 is the y-intercept, right? So we're going to put a coordinate point at -1 on the y-axis. So there's -1 right there. And we have a slope of 4 over 1, right? So we're going to go up 4 over 1. So up 4 over 1. Cool. And you can go ahead and connect those. I'm going to make a lot more points here so I can make it a little more accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. Can't go up further, so I'll go down 4 over 1, down 4 over 1. Great. So I'll connect those guys right there. And I'll have my arrows. All right, so now let's find the domain and range. Okay, so remember what the domain means are the x values. Think about this. What x values are used to graph this function right here? Well, we use the x value 0, because if I plug in 0, then I got the y value -1. So I use the x value 0. Again, we're only looking at the x values. I use the x value 1, and then I use 2, and then I would have used 3 if there was room. I would have used 4. I would have used 5. And notice that the arrow goes on forever, right? Oh, snaps. So this thing's going to go on forever to the right. Look at this. We use -1, we use -2, and we would have used -3 if we had room, and then -4, and oh, snaps. This thing has an arrow going to the left, so this thing's going to go on forever to the left. So what x values are going to be used? Well, the domain is going to be all real numbers, and that's the shorthand way of writing that. It means that it will use the entire x-axis to graph this function. Okay? Now, what about the range? What's the range? The range means what y values are used. Well, look, if you look at the y values, see how we're only looking at the y-axis. There's the y value of 1. There's the y value of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and oh look, there's an arrow. So that means it's going to use all of the positive y values, and then the arrow goes down, so it's going to use all the negative y values. So this one is all real numbers. All right, so that's the domain and range. Coming over here, we're going to graph this guy. So we put a coordinate point at 1, because the y-intercept, and the slope is -1/4. So I go down 1 to the right 4. So down 1 to the right 4. All right, down 1 to the right 4. Cool. Do a few more. Up 1 over 4. All right, great. So let's go ahead and connect those guys right there. And what is the domain and range? Well, really, every linear function is going to have the same domain and range. The domain will be all real numbers, and the range will be all real numbers. So that will always happen right there.